You to the beach.
Hello, and welcome to the Zooming Hoosk Podcast, and I'm your host, Dustin DaHusky.
Oh, and I'm Kurdan Sourpuss.
That was very, very late on the Kurdan Sourpuss. Ah, he hisses at me. How are you, Kurdan Sourpuss?
Fine, I just got barbecue sauce everywhere.
What were you doing?
Eating.
Aw. I thought you were doing something kinky and weird.
With barbecue sauce?
I don't know, it's possible.
You would know.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't think... I've never done a George Costanza and brought food to the bed.
That was funny.
You would know that too. Pastrami on rye.
Yeah.
Isn't it pastrami?
Yeah.
The most sensual of all cured meats.
Yeah. George, are you eating a sandwich? No.
And watching TV.
Yeah. Wow. You have to be that bored of sex that you have to watch TV and eat a sandwich at the
He
same
was just trying to bring like the three most favorite things
He enjoys
together.
sex, eating a sandwich, and watching TV.
Yep.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
This is brought to us today by
Donuts.
Aldi's Bake Shop Bakery. Chocolate frosted donuts.
And brought to you by, what is this? Twisted Tea. Raspberry. Interesting flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a beer? I don't know if
it's not. No, it's not beer. But I will say that there is a government warning, according to the Surgeon General.
Oh, it's a malt. It's a malt beverage.
Women should not drink alcoholic beverages
No, they should not, because that will not be good.
during pregnancy. Oh, during pregnancy. I always forget that part. This thing I misread.
Just to say, you can't drink any of that.
That's
You
right.
can't tell me what to do.
I'm a womanizing poos.
He gets all of the ladies.
No.
Ah, and the poos does not get all the ladies.
Definitely not.
So, I just want to get on a small update with my new and upcoming, actually not my upcoming anymore, my new job. Typically, apparently, there's supposed to be like anywhere from like 3 or 6 trainees. I'm the only one so far, and I am doing everything what is supposed to be done in a week in almost nearly 3 days. This is day 2, and you know what? I have finally found a job that makes me a bit overwhelmed. Which has not happened in a long, long time.
I thought there were supposed to be some new hires with you.
There were, and apparently one guy sort of disappeared, and the other didn't make it in today because of the snow.
Oh. That's a horrible first impression.
Yeah. But I'm getting along with my trainer, and so far so good. I got safety certified by my company today, so that's kind of cool. There's a few more certifications I got to get through, but I get to keep copies of, so that's kind of cool.
Congrats.
But yeah, now I'm actually for once nervous about transporting human beings in my vehicle. Not just any vehicle. A bus.
I'll give it one day and you'll be good.
I think so. And you know what? It's only 1 week in the classroom. I will literally be driving for the next 2 weeks after that on how to pick people up and whatnot.
Yeah.
Then, after the 3rd week, I will be getting my bus schedule. Which, really there are morning and night shift. That's kind of it. However, I notice more of these buses tend to go out anywhere between 8 and 4.
Yep.
So I really have a feeling, and there's still so many buses out there, that it doesn't seem like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like they're going to need me that early in the morning anyway. But what I did learn from the guy is that I will get 2 days off straight if I do 5 8-hour days. Or if I option out for the 4 10-hour work days, which I'm not sure if I'll be doing overtime on top of that, because they say if you work an 8-hour day, they might pile on 1 more hour's worth of work just to get some stuff done, which I'm sure they probably could use the extra work anyway. But if I do a 4 10-hour day, or work week, I will have 2 days off consecutively, and I will have a floater day off, positioned somewhere within my 4 days.
Nice.
So sadly, it won't be 3 days straight, which honestly would be kind of nice.
I don't think we'll ever do that.
It would be kind of nice.
It would be nice.
If I was given the choice, I'd rather work. I don't know about you, but I would rather work 2 days on, take a day off, work another 2 days, and then take 2 days off.
Yeah.
That would be my ideal schedule. Whether if any of those days correspond with the weekend day, I do not know, which I doubt, but we may never know. I think it'd be I will likely not know for a while, but I gave my availability, said that I at least wanted Sundays off, a morning hoosk, because I really am a morning person. Because at night I feel way too sleepy, and you know what? I've been working first shift jobs for 11 years now, and you know what? I don't feel like changing. I'm so set in my own ways, I really do not feel like taking a hit on my own personal time and sleep for a job. Even though this job is perhaps going to be the last... If this job is as good as I think it is, I may never have to look around for another job for a very long time. But I don't want to be working nights, though.
Yeah.
As early as you want, fine, but I don't feel like wanting to work until 1 a.m. in the morning. That would kind of kill me. That would kind of ruin everything that, like, on top of not working weekends anymore, no longer working on weekends, but to really fuck with me is to put me on a shift that I am literally awake when everyone else is kind of asleep, which honestly I'd rather sleep when I get home, but at that point my last few hours would be so tiring, it would almost be... So really, I would rather prefer just to be in the morning. I'm just a morning hoosk, but so far so good. I'm actually liking it. It's just a lot of responsibility, but I don't think I'll ever get a chance to prove myself to do something as huge as this.
Oh, good for you. So, I think it should be good.
I think it should be good too.
In fact, I think it will be good, and I think you'll be good at it.
I think so too.
I actually, I think I just found the haircut I want to give you.
Okay, what is it? I want to see if I approve, because
basically we're going to leave the top front the same length. And everything else we're going to clean up.
Let's take a look, because I've got an idea too that I might want to do. Because this hair is getting so long that I want to get something done with it soon.
Yeah.
Yes, the almost year-long Hoosk floof is becoming way too long that I am ready to let it go.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And it's starting to annoy the fuck out of me.
Actually,
all right, Kat, let's take a look.
He looks down so you get a good view of the rest of the cut.
I see his chest.
Yeah. So the front is kept long, as it is. And as it goes back, it gets a little bit shorter until it's blended into a very...
All right, but then do want, like, and I'll let you know how high I want it to go as well. Because I want a good amount off in the back. Like,
you'll get a lot off. It'll be off your neck.
Oh, well, it'll all be off my face.
Yeah.
And we'll actually go with that.
Okay.
I wanted something similar where it just like it kind of be like, I don't know. I don't know what it's called. I've seen it from a movie, but it's from an animated movie.
He wants an anime haircut.
Animated movie, not anime.
He doesn't want to be an anime character.
No. But it's been something I've been thinking about the last few weeks, thinking, you know what, I think it's about time to get my hair cut. The cold shouldn't be around here for that much longer, and to be honest, my hair is sticking out of my hat, which often enough makes it colder, because the hair kind of finds a way to make it colder. So who knows, maybe sometime this week or next week I might maybe get it cut. I do know that Ricky will be coming over to celebrate Tig's birthday on Friday, and probably would rather wait till either before or after when he visits, and that way we'll have haircut.
You can do it before. We'll do it tomorrow.
Okay. Probably after work at that point.
Yeah.
There's one thing I do notice, and it's not something that happens for me at all. Having an hour-long lunch, I am not used to it.
Mm.
I am not at all used to it. I thought, oh, cool, it'll give me enough
time, isn't it?
It's perfect to have so much time. However, that's another 30 minutes to my day.
Yeah.
And being cooped up inside, not doing anything, sitting on my ass for 8 hours a day, I'm bored out of my mind.
So do you have to take the full hour, or is it?
Oh, I have to.
It's not optional. You can't just take a half hour.
No. Which is actually kind of nice. Hey, for once I can relax a bit, but I'm not doing anything, so I'm kind of bored.
Some days, not very often, but every once in a while, when I do take the full hour, I start to fall asleep.
Yeah, I feel like it's more worse than it does any good. Yeah, it's meant to make you relax a bit, but to be honest, it makes you sleepy. It makes you tired.
Yeah, I start to doze off. It's been a couple days where I've just been literally looking, like my phone's on the table, and I have my hands, like holding my head up, like trying to not look at people around me, and I start to doze off.
I need like a caffeine pill for my afternoon, because you know what? I get so tired. It's like, oh God, I have to watch another 4 hours worth of videos, and this is all straight. I am literally doing a week's worth of videos in about 3 days, which is crunch time.
I fell asleep during my training videos.
I can't have that option, which it's interesting. There's a lot to take in, and if there were 5 other people with me, I think it'd be a bit more easier and a bit less overwhelming.
Yeah.
But since I'm the only one, and there's supposed to be one other person who's supposed to train with me, but she didn't make it today because of the snow, which I do hope to actually have a coworker with me, just to feel, just to kind of have some company, because you know what, it's just me and this guy. And the guy's not bad. I actually like him. He's really, really friendly.
Yeah.
Gave me a Pringles stack. And it's just, it gets boring when you stare at it's not even a computer screen. You're staring at a conference room, small flat screen TV mounted on a wall. And I took a lot of notes, so, you know, I'm being serious about it. I'm showing that I actually have interest to wanting to do this job.
Right.
I want to give myself the best chance of seeing how far I can go with it. The driving portion I'm not too concerned about. It's the picking up more than many, many, many people. My old state job, I picked up one person and dropped off one person at a time. Let's see how I am able to get through my day with that and wheelchairs. But actually, strapping up wheelchairs inside the vehicle, easy. It's actually so easy. I wish we could strap vehicles onto trailers this easy. In a robust system like that, I only wished there was easier ways like that to strap a vehicle on a trailer. It would, simple, done, and then go on with your day. So that I can appreciate, that I know that won't be a problem for me. But I'm hoping that, I don't know. Who knows? They might put me on a busy schedule where I'm always constantly busy. That you would think wherever they would want me to be would be in a critical time period of the day where they would need drivers. Shit, I don't even mind working from 8 to 4:30 or something like that, or even 9 or even 9 to 5:30. I don't mind that one bit, because you know why? I still have the rest of my day. The Puss is putting stuff on his wounds.
Yep.
What happened there?
Pallet. Stack of pallets.
Oh! Stop.
Some of them are nice and clean and new. Some of them are jagged and old and breaking. And some of them are plastic and spin because they bow up.
Mm-hmm.
It's so aggravating. We get all kinds.
Cardboard pallet?
Cardboard, no. We never get cardboards. We always get wood. It's either wood or plastic.
In the last job, now I can say, finally, the last job, now that I have a job, because the last podcast I was in between jobs for 2 days.
Yeah.
We've only had 2 or 3 cardboard pallets in the last 2.5 years that I was there.
What does that look like? Cardboard pallet.
It looks like a pallet. It looks more like a plastic pallet, but origami cardboard. Just think of making a complex cardboard box with like a shape and a structure on the inside. They were able to make a way to fold as many times over cardboard into shapes, which a box is a pretty strong shape. They say the triangle is the strongest shape in nature.
Yeah.
But a box is pretty strong as it is, and you know what? I had to literally slice the thing many, many times to break it apart. And they hold up pretty well, actually.
What's the... Is it 2x4s that are on the top of the pallet where stuff is laid on top of it?
We call them runners.
Okay, well, the pallet that I had today was missing a runner.
Aww.
Like an entire strip was just missing. It was just empty spot. And I didn't even realize it till I stepped into it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what this is from.
Did that stab you?
No, it was more like leaning against it and kind of scrape. Do you want to explain by any chance this title thing?
Okay.
Or subtitle that we've got going on here? Because I'm sure people are like, what the hell is this? And why did I click on this?
What would you accidentally leave on when you go to bed?
What the hell is this from again?
It was from that one show.
Oh, Family Feud.
Oh. Your shoes.
Your shoes. Good reply.
You are a strange, strange man.
Yep. He was strange.
We were watching a video of game show...
classic old game shows.
From like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and a bit of the 90s. Of weird, awkward responses or quibs from contestants.
Yep.
and even sometimes from the host himself.
Yep.
And it's pretty fantastic.
She has nice nipples. I mean...
Dimples.
Dimples.
Ah.
The fuck? Who says that about somebody? Nice nipples.
Oh, why, thank you. Me and my pointy cone nipples.
Thanks, I work out. I cut glass with these. I love the 70s and 80s, though. They were a great, wonderful, and strange time.
And why is that?
Because the hair and just the music and the god-awful backgrounds and wardrobe of people, the clothes people wore back then was just so horrendous. We thought we looked so cool in the 70s and 80s.
That's all dated.
And actually, you look at us now, we think we're cool now. 10, 15 years from now, it's going to be the same thing all over again.
I think in 20 years' time, we're going back to powdered wigs, petticoats, and
God, I hope so.
and knickers.
And men in high heels.
Yep.
Because men used to wear high heels.
Because you know what? That was a perfect society of gentlemen and ladies of a gentler time of formality and formality. I want to be able to greet someone by lifting a tricorn hat and say good day. Because you know why?
Good day, sir. I said good day.
I think that'd be pretty funny. The world wouldn't be as much of a hateful place if you had someone say with a tricorn hat and powdered wig. Because you know what? Hey, at least they look good.
Yep.
What you looking at, Cat?
Just variations of the same haircut.
Oh.
Just trying to get a better idea of how much is cut off the sides. Ooh, I don't like that.
What?
It's sticking out on one side and it looks bad. I just want to make sure you look your best.
Because I kind of want to keep some length on top.
Oh yeah, we will.
But not too much, but a little bit to where that is noticeable. At least something that I could slightly style with. Because right now, I can't style this hair at all. It
does what it wants.
Yeah.
And you just have to go with it.
Yep.
Yep.
It's the 70s.
Yeah, I already see. Yep.
Actually, so much of this hair is going to be gone. It's going to be weird.
I see exactly how much I want to take off and where I want to stop doing it.
Honestly, I was thinking of having something like what you have.
Yeah, mine's longer in the top.
Except much more, and I'll use a reference point of where to trim and fully down, and then work your magic up.
Yep.
But then it'll be an actual like taper, like a fade. Hopefully you can do a fade.
I can fade.
Okay.
I can fade like crazy. This would
Awesome.
have to be a fade when you go from much more length in the top to down to like almost nothing on the sides.
Yeah, because
so that you don't have like wings sticking out in the morning.
Also, speaking of poos hair, remember your special patch?
Yeah.
I just thought of it today, thinking, oh yeah, that's right. The poos had a special patch, and it's gone.
Special patch.
What?
I did have a special patch. It was back here.
And you know what? No one ever knew that it was ever there. I think it was stress. I think you literally had a stress mark.
It was stress. It was parent-induced stress.
The Sourpuss stressed so much that he shed his hair in one spot far too much. He overshedded.
I did. I shed too much.
and you were worried about it not growing back. And I thought, it probably should, and then it did. And you know what? When was the last time you actually thought about it?
A while ago, but I knew that it was gone. I don't even ask people to cut my hair anymore. I used to make it a point of asking people, did you notice my, little quarter size...
What happened? Oh, my cat chomped on my hair. Oh, that's so cute. Aw. Yeah, that was a really rough period for you because you're very, very proud of your poos fur.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it grew back, and you know what? It's been a good year since I've actually thought about it. Actually, more than that. That was only two years ago, right?
Yep.
I think it was parent loaf induced.
This
stress.
past first squared?
2019.
No.
Oh, that's right. Oh my goodness, I forgot about 2020.
2020, I didn't have any problems because I think it was already cleared up by then.
I think it totally,
No, it was still there, but it was like, I forgot about it. The year before, 2019, as you said originally, it was a bald spot.
Yeah, it was a small spot, but in some cases...
It was alopecia.
Aww.
Your poos had alopecia.
He had a spot.
Yeah.
And people who looked at the poos, he just hissed and say, "Aw, he's all stressed. We will not pet that loaf." And they walked away. And then you loafed in your corner.
You know what I love about Sylvester?
What?
He does a relaxed loaf.
Almost as if he was posing for a supermodel magazine.
Like it's a sprawling loaf.
Mm-hmm.
Like the back legs are just stretched out, and then the front, he tucks in.
And just tucks in.
Yeah, it's so cute.
It is very cute. Oliver never did anything like that.
He just loafed.
He only loafed.
He did a full-on.
He either flopped or he loafed. There was no in between. Sylvester has done all forms of loafing.
Sylvester does all the types of loafing, and Oliver was very strictly only cat loaf.
He was an only loaf cat.
All or nothing loaf.
All or nothing loaf. That is correct.
This guy, he looks the same in every fucking picture.
That guy you showed me?
Yeah, I get bored of it after a while. I mean, it's nice body, but it's like, there's got to be more than that.
He has to wear a Superman, or no, a Spider-Man.
Well, any kind of superhero for me will do it. But it's literally the same pose, the same... Oh, there we go. There's something, I guess. Better than nothing.
I think when I wear these pants to work, I'm actually literally...
Showing off your balls?
I think I have a ball camel toe. Because each ball is in like one...
Check these balls out.
But seriously though, anytime that I sit down, I have a camel toe ball sack.
It's not as bad as the 70s pants you bought. You should wear those to work one day.
That would be funny.
Because I'm an older poos
Yeah.
and don't have as much of a waist as I used to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to train back down to having a waist again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pulling my belt is as tight as it will go.
Oh, ooh.
Down to like 31 inches.
I'm a 33.
I'm back to 31.
So you're doing better than I am.
And let me just say this. When I do that, I have to pull my pants up a little bit higher.
And then
Remember when you noticed my skinny jeans that I was wearing?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe you were wearing skinny jeans.
Yeah.
I never would envisioned you for skinny jeans because I knew Big Cat.
Yeah.
And when you squat, you present yourself to the world of your maleness. And you would be like me right now, having one ball on each side.
That's the thing. Yeah. Sometimes if I pull my pants up too high,
you get camel toe ball
I
sack.
get camel
sack.
poos.
Camel sack. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was actually just feeling down there during class. It's like, wow, I have each ball in their in a perspective.
Like, impressive balls. I mean, impressive observance to the questions
of my balls. Oh.
Which reminds me of the song, He's Got Big Balls.
Yep.
Who was that sung by again?
AC/DC.
AC/DC.
And then your favorite Martian did its own song, too. She ain't seen these balls. You ain't seen my balls. Oh, you ain't seen my balls. Oh. I miss your favorite Martian.
Yeah.
Because that was
H3,
H3. No. That was equals 3.
Yes.
That was with, what's his name?
Oh, God.
Terrell or something? Or
No. Equals 3?
It's been so long. It's been a few years since I've watched any of those. I've just been all over the place. And I'm crisscrossing my legs and I'm squishing my balls.
Ray William Johnson.
There we go.
Ray William Johnson.
What's he been up to?
Doing music.
He's writing music, huh?
Really?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he's recording music.
That's awesome. He was pretty good.
Good for him. Yeah, he's 1 month ago, 1 week ago.
Good. I'm glad.
Music video. Yeah, he's doing music.
That's pretty cool. But listeners, if you've never heard of your favorite Martian, I would recommend to go online onto YouTube, type up your favorite Martian, and play a few of their songs. And you know what? They're actually pretty damn good.
You know what else he's doing now?
What?
Because he's such a beloved YouTube personality, I won't say star, famous person. Personality is a great terminology for people like this, YouTubers in general. Because he's so beloved, other people that are, I don't want to say famous, but well known on the internet in general, in all sorts of different social medias, are requesting that he roast them.
He roasts them, huh?
Yes. Which is awesome. I want to go through all of these.
That sounds fun.
There's at least 20, 30... you just sat on your balls.
I just sat on my balls.
There's at least 20 or 30 roast me's. This is great. I love that he's still doing stuff. He did a web series for a while that was really good too. I don't know wherever it became of it.
What was that web series called?
It was like this Oriental chick that he was friends with. She was of Asian descent, and she was like, she could keep rewinding time and going back and fixing something, but every time she went back, she would like mess something else up. It was interesting. It was good, and I think it was either his girlfriend or you're still looking at your balls. You're still looking. Folks, he's still looking at his balls.
I'm making an upside down heart.
He's I think he's infatuated with his own balls.
No, it's just my pants are too tight.
Only when you're pulling them like that.
I know, which is funny because that's how they always are every
No,
day.
Sit normally. Sit normal. Yeah, they're kind of sticking a little bit. Like I can see it's there and there. I would tap it, but I know they're sensitive.
Yeah, they're very sensitive.
I don't want to mess them up.
Do not smack my balls. You don't smack my balls.
Oh my goodness. We had a day today. It was just me and Lauren, so we got to act stupid and dumb and just be stupid and dumb and have fun. We always have fun together.
The idea with work is to always have fun doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
If you can find fun in what you're doing a lot better than most people.
It makes me like my job when I can enjoy what I'm doing. And I got to do some fun stuff today too. I like being able to reset a different section. There's a whole, like, you've been to my store, you've bought like fruits and stuff and like berries. There's like raspberries and blueberries and blackberries and strawberries all in one section. And depending on how many we get, I have to kind of accommodate what's coming in, I know. So that it looks okay. And sometimes we only get 1 pound strawberries. Sometimes we get 1 pound and 2 pound strawberries. Sometimes we just get 2 pound strawberries. And no 1 pound strawberries. What?
I'm good.
Okay. So, but the other side is supposed to be cherries, but we don't get cherries from like
Is it cherries with the pits or cherries without the pits?
With the pits. Between November and like April, we just don't get cherries. They're not in season.
Right.
So what the hell do we put there? Sometimes I do a spillover of grapes. If we have too many grapes, because grapes still come in. Sometimes we'll get like these different featured apples that nobody's heard of, like opal apples or cosmic apples we've got right now. So I'll throw those in there. And today I did something different. I threw something else. We have like tons of granny green apples, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm putting them out. Yeah. So I got to do that. We've got these little rocket apples. They come in like this big plastic box thing. They're called Rocket. What's the little hairy fruit?
Peach.
No.
That's got hair.
It's got hair. It's well known for being a hairy fruit.
Kiwi.
Kiwi. Yep. Thank you. A lot of kiwi that I've got right now.
Not to be confused with the bird.
Right.
Could be a fruit.
Could be a fruit. There's something else I've got. Oh, I've got an overabundance of avocado right now. It's taking literally 2 sections up in my cooler storage. And this is all very exciting. I'm sure you guys are just like riveted and like hanging off the edge of your seat listening to me talk about.
Would you like to hear a random fact about avocados?
Sure.
The avocado stuff itself, if you use the peel, you take out the nut, you can probably use, not very effective, but using an avocado can actually polish some surfaces to a shine.
The avocado itself, or the skin?
Not the skin. The avocado with the skin. It makes it smell different.
I'm sure. I like the smell of avocado, though.
It does, yeah.
I mean, I love guac, so... And guac is literally just mashed avocado.
Which I think it'd be cool to make homemade guacamole.
Yeah.
Add a bit of some onions in it.
Yep.
And then have a side of... I think it'd be really, really cool to make my own Mexican-style salsa, which my mom, for many, many years, used to do that. She made her own salsa for so many years that I think we still have jars of it in the cupboard in the wall right over here. In sealed cans from the year 2005 to 2010 or something like that. And you know what? They're still good.
I'm sure.
They don't perish as long as the seal is perfect. They don't perish.
Yeah.
And nothing stinks back there, so we all know the cans are...
I know she's got lots of jams. Those are all still good.
From 2010, yeah. Currants. Red currant jam, and it's not just any kind of red currant jam.
Yeah.
French red currant jam.
And black currant as well. She's got black currant in there too.
We're the only place in North America, in the backyard, we are the only place in North America that has a French plant that's not indigenous to this.
Here?
Yeah.
Really?
We smuggled it in the country.
We
shouldn't have.
You smuggled in a French plant.
Most cases, if it gets caught, it gets destroyed or it gets quarantined. However, most cases, the quarantine process will kill plants.
Why have I never seen this plant?
Oh, it's outside. It's over by the garage. The currant bush, that's French.
By the garage?
Yeah, it's...
Right around the corner?
Yeah. No, well, not the front of the garage, the back of the garage.
Right.
Yeah. That plant is old enough to drink. It was planted in 1998 or... 1998.
I have to look at this now.
Yeah, my mom smuggled in a branch in her suitcase from France so that she can have her own red currant jam without the need of having to buy it. She wanted to plant it.
I've seen it. I didn't even realize what it was.
Yeah, it's a French plant.
That's so cool.
So, literally, there are two French people... Actually, there are two French living beings in this property right now.
You know you can actually buy it for $16 and have it shipped.
Son of a bitch!
Now.
Oh.
Back then it probably was still illegal. But now you can get it.
Wait. Red Lake currant tree. Yep. That is a French...
Sips in the spring.
Yeah, that is a French origin plant. S'appelle Kurdan. And it's
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And it's quintessentially French as far as a berry. It is their most popular.
What was it? Sep Couvent?
S'appelle, which
S'appelle.
It's called currant.
S'appelle
Courant.
Courant.
Yep.
See, when I'm drunk, I can actually say French.
You actually have probably a better French accent than I do. I've totally just destroyed mine over the years.
He lost his French accent.
I the way how I speak is just broken in its own right. When you learn two languages from birth, well, not really directly from birth, but when you've learned two languages for a very, very long time, one tries to take precedence over the other.
Yep.
But then English takes over.
Well, I mean, you have a more of an American accent than your mom does. Your mom still sounds very French when she speaks English.
Oh, yeah.
But when she speaks English, I'm sorry, when she speaks
French,
she has an English accent.
No, not just English. She has an American accent.
Right, American
French
accent.
Language, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's been here for so long.
I thought she sounds French.
Yeah.
But apparently, according to the author that she sat in on, he said you don't have a French accent. You sound American.
American. When you speak French, yeah.
That just floored me. I couldn't believe that.
She will forever have a French accent when speaking English, but she will always have now, since she's been here since '89.
Yep, almost 20 years.
No, 30.
Actually,
31 years now.
Yeah, you're right.
Actually, 31, 32 years she's been in this country.
Yeah, she's lost her French accent when speaking French.
Yep. And
her sister says that she sounds the same.
Well, it's because they've been speaking to each other
for years,
for decades at this point, since she's moved over here.
So she's used to hearing.
So she's used to hearing that. She just didn't know.
But someone who's never met her and hears her speaking French, they say, "Where's your French accent?"
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I never thought that could have been possible.
Me neither.
And to some people...
Especially since she was born in France.
And what's interesting is that...
And grew up there. I mean, she spent her first, 20, 30 years there? 20 years.
They were 27 when they had me.
So
24. She was been in France 24 years.
Do you think you'd never lose that?
I guess once you spend most of your life in another country, I think you eventually adapt.
I mean, even for me visiting Canada or close to the Canadian border, I acquired a Canadian accent in just 3 months.
You were in Canada for 3 months?
Almost in Canada, at the Canadian border.
The Poos was doing some international traveling.
But every time I would meet up with people up there that all sounded Canadian, I would pick up on the Canadian accent, eh?
Well, actually, you are more Canadian than I will ever be, so...
But I feel like I sound more... I don't know what I sound like.
You sound more a Chicago suburb more than anything.
Definitely Chicago.
Because you definitely have the dialect of the Chicago area.
Yeah.
It's very, very noticeable. Although to me, because I've known you for 5, going on 6 years now. Well, it'll be 6 years in May. You do have a Chicago accent, but it's not as over-exaggerated. It is not as insane as some of the actual Chicagoans.
Yeah, Chicago. Every once in a while I'll hear myself and I'll be like, wow, that's very Chicago of me.
Yeah. But growing up, I spoke French first, learned English next. I had a French accent to my English, but when English took over, that French connection for the accent literally kind of withered away.
Yeah.
But to some people in the last 10 years, they still pick up some kind of French accent in my English for some reason.
I don't hear it.
A few people have told me that I can still pick up something from when I speak. When I just speak English.
I don't hear it.
Which is odd to me, because I thought that was all dead.
As long as I've known you, I've never noticed that.
It's probably something so small that few people probably had picked up on it and then thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, accents are fun, and you know what? The most neutral of the English language around the world without any form of dialect or regional accent is the Midwest. And you know where the best place to be a journalist to learn how to do like TV journalism in America? You are sent to Milwaukee to acquire the Milwaukeean accent, which is literally the most neutral dialect that it is considered to be by the World English Standard, plain English. In Illinois, you have a slight accent, but when you're close to Chicago, you definitely have an accent.
Yep.
People in Indiana sound southern, and I don't know why. Michigan is as close to an accent around here, but even still, they have somewhat of a different accent. Ohio is slightly different that I can see, but it's still relatively neutral. But Um, the international news will have a broadcaster that did their studies and their college time in Wisconsin. That's almost considered an industry standard. If you wanted to get into TV journalism, you went to Wisconsin to get educated on how to speak again.
Yep.
If you're from Texas and you want to go into TV journalism, you will talk like a Milwaukeean in no time. Because they will not accept accents on the world stage or on the national stage. You have to be totally neutral. If you've ever noticed of any of the major news networks that broadcast nationally, that a lot of the broadcasters do not have any accent, it's just to make sure that everyone can still understand you.
Right. No matter where they're from.
Because if you get someone from Texas to do the national news, it'll get annoying real fast. And it'll kind of make the country a kind of a laughingstock, because then that's what the world sees us as, a bunch of Texans, which, Texas is a fun place. But there are more people outside the state of Texas than there are people in Texas. Though speaking of Texas, have you noticed on Twitter that there has been a 4 million plus resident power outage in the state of Texas? And I've always wondered exactly why. And I found out Texas has its own power grid from the federal power grid network. There's an eastern, which we're eastern, and that extends into the Great Plains states. Then the mountainous region and west is called the called the eastern zone, or the western zone, or the eastern zone. Texas has its own grid, as if it's ready to secede from the Union to become its own country. Which I find dumb.
Yep.
I find it not efficient, because if you're going to be spending money on doing the same damn thing as everyone else is doing, which Texas has a lot of debt for that state. The country has debt, but each state has its own state budget, and that state has been known for having a deficit for the for the longest of times. And apparently, the Texas power grid shut down its services to millions of people. From what I've read online, they did it to make money. Because if they would have kept their power on during the winter advisory in Texas and in the South, it would have cost them more money to upkeep that. So they literally shut the power down just to simply not spend more money than they needed to, thus making it a profit. I just find that incredible. Just when capitalism decides to kill people because they're not used to the cold, they would rather save money than give people power for heat and refrigeration and whatnot. Just to keep the lights on, just to kind of keep you warm. I don't know. To me, I found that astounding about this country, that we're willing to kill a few people just to save a few bucks. Because I think there have been some Texans that did freeze to death in their homes because it was too cold for them. I am not saying that Texans are weak. I'm just saying they're not used to the kind of weather we're used to, and they don't often enough maybe take it seriously. They think they can get through it, and then they die of, what's it called, overexposure?
Yeah.
And I won't blame them for it, but they're just not used to that kind of weather all the time. There's a thread on Twitter of all the Texas Huskies are going absolutely insane that they're seeing snow for the very first time.
Aww.
Which is adorable. Texas should get more snow to liberate the Huskies of more snow. Because Huskies should do zoomies in snow.
Aww.
I don't know if you've been following the Texas power outages, but I just kind of find it insane that that private service, no, actually it's supposed to be public services, but they're more privatized in Texas. They try to go through less and less regulations and whatnot because that's the Texas American way. But in reality, it's this mentality that's what's hurting a lot of people. People are throwing food out because they spoiled. But the thing is, if it's cold out, I would have... Now, you know what I would probably do? If the fridge were to ever go, I'd take all the food in the fridge and put it in the attic. Because it'd be colder in the attic than it would be in the fridge. And you wouldn't have to waste any food.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting, I'm not fed up with the snow. I'm not fed up so much with the cold. It's just the wind chill. The wind chill is what kind of bites at you.
Oh, yeah. When I'm going to work at 3:45 in the morning and it's windy out, it's painful.
I hope you let your car warm up and you stay inside for a bit.
Oh, I do. My car runs for 10 minutes.
I do the same thing just because it's just better off to have the engine fully warmed up.
Well, for me, it's more like I want my brakes to be functioning and my gas pedal to be functioning. And if I try to drive it any earlier, they're both frozen.
Aw.
Yeah.
We don't want a frozen silver wolf.
I should put that heat stuff in there, but I don't know. Is that good to put in? Or
Oh,
not?
the fuel additive?
Yeah.
I think it'd work pretty good. In fact, you know what you should do? On your next fill up, get a small bottle of heat, pour the whole thing in the tank, and then just fill up your tank. That's what I would do. Also, people out there who are thinking about adding an additive to your fuel tank, whether if it's sea foam or heat or anything else, an octane booster, do that upon fill up. Because if you were to empty out a small bottle and putting it into your fuel tank, the rush of new fuel will allow it to churn and mix incredibly thoroughly and well. And you know that whatever additive you added to your fuel will be well mixed. And on a molecular level, will be all over the place in that fuel tank. So if you've learned something, especially if it's relating cold weather starting issues, give heat a try. It might help. Start your car up just a little bit better. But don't put it on a tank that's halfway full, although you could do that. I would recommend just waiting off until you're going to fill up again. Pour the stuff in first and then fill up. This is a Hoosk PSA.
PSA does.
I did.
I remember. Pour the stuff first and then the fuel.
Yep. And then you'll be set to go. It's much like pouring lead additive in an older car that needs lead for the intake valves. Actually, no. It's not so much intake, it's exhaust valves. The exhaust valves get dry. Those are the kind... Yeah. That is what the lead fuel is. It's more like a extra lubricant. But for valves only. And if you have an older car that doesn't have hardened valve seats, which you can do for any vehicle, it is a bit costly, but you can certainly do it, and you can then run your car on unleaded fuel anytime, any day, at any pump across the country. But for those that run unaltered cylinder heads like I do, because it's not cost prohibitive, one day I wouldn't mind doing it, but I have to have a good enough reason to do it, meaning fuck around and finding out what's wrong with my engine, which nothing is wrong, and would rather just not fuck with it. But you pour your lead additive into your tank and then you fill up. Often enough, you only need maybe half a bottle of lead additive to put in your tank and then fill it up, depending on how much the ratio is. I like to just put an entire bottle of fuel additive in one go, so I have double the amount of lead additive in my tank, so I don't have to worry about my valves. I would rather have the peace of mind of just not have to worry about my valves totally freezing up and getting totally burnt, like burning up my valve stems and whatnot. I don't want to think about doing a cylinder head repair on an engine that I could probably still find parts for, but I have to look across the country to do so, and don't feel like doing that now. Also, speaking about cars, you know what I'm looking forward to this summer?
What?
I'm looking forward to putting in new speakers for your car. I know we discussed it in a previous episode, but the fun thing I've ever done to a car that I never did to the Marshmallow, and my current car is way too new. Really, this is perfect for an older car that has probably blown or worn speakers, is a speaker upgrade. And you know what? Your music will sound so much better. And you know what? It does. The stock factory speakers on most cars are paper cone. While they are all right for factory audio, eventually over time, they crack. Yes, you could patch them up. Yes, you could fix them, but there's no point. Because you know why? At the end of the day, it's just a paper cone. If you can get a plastic cone or like some other different type of material that is really good for amplified waves for your listening holes, I think it'd be really cool just to upgrade your car speakers in the spring or in the summer. That way the Poos can rock to his favorite stuff. And I think it shouldn't be too much trouble either, because it's your front speakers, and I think your back doors have speakers too, or it's your back parcel shelf.
The one speaker that I know is blown is the passenger side front.
On the dashboard?
In the door, I think.
Oh, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. That should be the easier ones to get to. And then just take my trusty soldering iron and unmelt the factory connector off one speaker and then literally soldering it back onto another. I did that with my Cavalier where it says, hey, you know what you can do? Included with this speaker kit, you can use this wiring and connect it to your car's factory wiring by snipping off the original connector. No, I'm not going to do that. I ended up reusing the original connector for the speaker to then just unsolder the factory plug, then just resoldering it back on the new speaker and then plugging it in like it's a factory speaker.
I've soldered one thing.
Aww.
And I used so little solder, like actual solder, that you couldn't even see it. You know how usually there's like it's kind of a blob,
right? It's
a blob of it.
Right.
It was so minuscule that you didn't even see a blob. It was just speaker connected to whatever it was connected. I forget. It held though. I mean, it held.
I mean, so as long as solder is holding on to whatever you're supposed to do, it'll definitely take hold.
Yep. Wow, it's 8 o'clock. How long have we been going?
About an hour.
Yeah. I'm kind of struggling here to stay awake.
That's perfectly fine.
I've been up since 2:30 today.
The Poos is starting to loaf right in front of my eyes. Well, in this case, I think this would be a good time to probably call it quits. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am your host of the Zooming Hoosk Podcast, Dustin DaHusky.
I'm Kurdan Sourpuss, and I'm turning into a loaf.
Yeah, and he is totally turning into a nice, cozy, warm loaf, which he is going to loaf facing a corner in his room. And you're gonna ask, "What are you doing, kid? You should loaf in bed," and you'll just hiss, and then continue to loaf.
And leave my shoes on.
And then leave your shoes on while loafing.
Yep.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in again, and we'll catch you next time.